Yo, 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 how are you all doing? Hope you're right. When I see this t-shirt, I'm thinking of my mate, Neil. Neil, I hope you're okay, mate. Don't know if you remember that back in time. Good old days, many years ago. Beginning of the Ironman adventure, innit? Anyway, um, I just got an hour break kind of, and because I can't rest, I was thinking maybe I do a mini something, yeah, whatever, call it whatever, monologue, podcast, or just a video. I want to talk about my shoulder. I want to talk about the recovery of my shoulder. I want to tell you how I coped over the last 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. Yesterday was 2 weeks. I had the physio today, and I had the stitches taken out yesterday. Um, the front scar it's not that big. It's only a few stitches. Uh, there's another hole in there on the side, and there's a bigger one at the back. So they went through 3 different places in my shoulder. I took the sling off because sometimes it's just too much. I want to relax the shoulder. Obviously, there's like stiffness all over the place, but but nothing major really, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So they prescribed me. No, start from the beginning. So they didn't know what they're going to do, if they're going to do keyhole or open cut, and I ended up with the so-called mini open cut operation, but they still had to go through front and back on top of it. But the other two, there's only like one stitch on each. I don't know, it's about, I don't know, half centimeter, maybe slightly more. So nothing really. So this heals awesome, stitches out. I can shower normally now without, avoiding the water and all that shit. Inside what they did, they had to attach the tendon to the bone. They had to stitch the tendon together, and he told me something else he did, but I was still half asleep after anesthetics. The surgery, the operation itself lasted longer than we expected. It's supposed to be like 45-minute job, but ended up 2 hours and 15 minutes, I think. So they were just giving me a lot of that shit, which. If you think about it, it's actually quite interesting, not maybe scary too, that they know how much anesthetics to put through your vein, and they know when to do it so you don't wake up, and they know how to wake you up afterwards. Anyway, he came and see me, and he says there was no complications, which was a good thing, but then he told me that he did a bit more than we were expected. Hence, the full recovery of the shoulder should be 6 months, between 6 and 12 months. And what I mean now is the full mobility. Obviously, if I don't fuck up things on the way. First 3 months, I can't do no exercises, no resistance exercises. I only got physio, and there's stuff like raising the arm, assisted raising the arm using the other arm. Sides and forward. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's not. But if I do 10 set of 10, I would say 8 out of 10 I can actually go pretty as high as with my left to the sides, and pretty much the same. So shoulder high to the front, which for 2 weeks is pretty good. It's pretty good. So now you know what they did to me, and you know more or less what I'm doing with the physio. It's just a single thing. I asked her today if I can just use the band when I'm doing my biceps curl, because I'm saying that this doesn't hurt anymore. But no, 3 months, no resistance. Most of the stuff next 2 weeks, most of the stuff is assisted, and then we start doing stuff like not assisted. So it's just one side. Going back to the subject, they prescribed me two prescribed painkillers, but they also gave me ibuprofen and paracetamol, and they said the block. I had the block injection to numb my arm so I don't feel it for 24 hours, and they told me once I start feeling about the elbow high, triceps high, that's why I need to start taking my medication, the painkillers. but I waited, and it wasn't, so I started feeling my hand, and my forearm, then my elbow, then my triceps, but I didn't feel no pain around there. So I'm like, okay. And then we're talking Monday, Tuesday morning. Then I spoke to my good friend, or he messaged me, my good friend Steve. Hi, Steve. And Steve, just as much as me, maybe even more, he's into a cannabis plants family, cannabis and hemp. Well, Steve is more into cannabis, whereas I'm more into the hemp. However, I do recognize all the benefits of the full spectrum cannabis plant, comparing to full spectrum hemp or CBD plant. Okay, and I do recognize the benefits of both of these cannabinoids, THC and CBD. Anyhow, Steve just basically told me, "Fuck the painkillers, laugh, get a bong." uh, Obviously, with my history of drug addiction, um, I'm not very keen to smoke weed anymore. We do it once a year, apart from last year, but every year we go to Amsterdam on the way back from Poland, from holiday in Poland. We stay there 2 or 3 days, and then we have a proper spliff in a nice atmosphere. It's there's no stress, no pressure. It's all legal, and what matter most is the product is actually fresh and good, and you know what you're inhaling or vaporizing. You know that it's actually what you want. Okay, not some kind of whatever synthetic stuff is going around. Because I walk a lot now, and I can smell this in the street, and I barely recognize it's actually a cannabis. But anyway, so he joked, he recommended this. But also, if you know me, you know that before sepsis, I wouldn't take no medication whatsoever. The only time I would take antibiotic is if I had a proper tooth infection, like a root canal possibility or something like that. So I would take the antibiotic then, because toothache is just the worst in the world, isn't it? There's nothing worse, seriously, there's nothing worse than toothache, and most of you, like probably everyone knows it. So, long story short, okay, so they shaved the bone, they attached the tendon to the bone somehow, they stitched the tendon together. He sewed this tendon. He told me he found something else the MRI scan wouldn't show, because you just stay still. But once he get into it, he's seen there's something else. So, and obviously the cut on the skin, it's not the biggest. People got fucking massive scars. I understand that. But I'm just talking about my example here, my experience. And there's two another smaller cuts. So it's always an ingredient. It's always something that they're not supposed to be happening to your skin. Not to mention what they did inside. Okay, just shaving a bone. Just this sounds fucking horrible, right? And guess what? 2 weeks and 1 day, not a single painkiller. Yeah, no tramadol, codeine, ibuprofen, paracetamol, nothing. Literally, not a single tablet. What I did, I had a single dose of cannabis, which was probably about 100 milligrams THC. I think no more than that. Every other day. But what I did is I doubled my CBD intake. So for time being, before then I was roughly on about 250, 300 milligrams. It depends. And I almost double it. Well, I did double it. So now, last 2 weeks, I'm on 500 milligrams of CBD. Okay, and you know me, I love CBD. I don't know what you think about it. I don't know if you still think about it as a drug. I don't know if you're still against, or you don't want to try, or you think there might be this or that. No, there's no side effects from CBD, as long as it's from the proper distributor, a proper company. As long as it's not eBay or the other one, Amazon, or don't know, even Holland and Barrett. I appreciate that they're selling it. I really do, because some people actually realize that it's not drug because it's being sold in the high street shops. However, I'm sorry, but it's just too weak. So if you try the Holland and Barrett and you say CBD doesn't work, it's probably because you would have to drink a bottle of their product to see any a bottle a day for, don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Sometimes it depends on the person to see any benefits. And you know, I've been using this since 2014, 13, on off. I got many clients, they only use it for 2 weeks and I take it off, depends what's happening in their life. And just from my experience, I can't tell how it would work with you, but I just can't stop being impressed with this natural. So the Mother Nature, yeah, gave us this supplement, okay? So it's just natural. And me myself, after being so weak post sepsis, because I'm still so not myself, I had this operation and I didn't feel no pain. There's no pain. The only time I have pain is just if I overdo my exercises. And when I took the stitches out, I had this itchy sensation, okay? So what I'm trying to say is, fuck all the medications, the painkillers and all the shit that you can actually replace with something that is natural and it works. And don't be scared of trying CBD because it won't hurt you, okay? So even if you decided after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, even if you decided, okay, I don't believe you wouldn't, okay? I don't believe you wouldn't get no benefits at all. But if you decided you're not happy, there is no side effect, okay? There's nothing that will happen to you, okay? Nothing bad will happen to you. And like I say, what I mean is some people just taking it for certain reasons, and I understand we're all different. Every human being is different. So maybe you need it more. Maybe you need a different time of the day. Maybe it interacts with your medication. So maybe that certain reason wasn't clarified, wasn't sorted or fixed. However, always look for the other benefits, because CBD brings much more benefits which will pay off in the future as well. From heart to multiple sclerosis to slowing down the cancer spread to pain management to asthma, inflammations and so on, recovery, sleep, anxiety. So again, sometimes I wish I didn't have my own brand, my own company, because it looks like I'm trying to sell the product. However, again, if you know me, you would know that I never push it. It's there. I would spread the word. I would tell about how it works. Most of the times, from my experience, so if it's me or my wife, my children, my family, or my close friends, I will tell you their stories. But I wish people just be more open and they try this. Just go and try. Look at me. Look. It's the same with the sepsis post the PTSD and the panic attacks. I started reading about it. Obviously, I was on a lot of medication. I still am on few, but I found a way around. I experimented, and the panic attacks, they just stopped existing after 2 weeks of getting the right dose of CBD. I had no panic attack ever since. I still get anxiety, but I had anxiety before too. And the last few months, last probably half a year, if not more, it was very depressing. But it looks like I'm getting there, and I'm using this CBD, and I used what I used. And even though we're in the shorter days and darker days, autumn, winter's coming, it feels like my mood is actually, the last couple of days, it looks like my mood is more like a springtime, you know, when the winter's out the way and the spring comes, and most of us just feeling this mood lift. So that's how I feel. And it's just because I did experiment on myself. I found the proper doses. I'm using the proper product, and it's exactly the same product as we sell, although I'm using the strongest as it comes. So when my lab's making the CBD, I would always ask, and I will use 60% uh, or even higher. Um, I still have to pay for it. It's not free. It doesn't grow on the tree. I still pay for it, so it's not. I'm not using this because it's free. I obviously pay less. And then from the beginning of all the adventure with CBD, I've seen this. I've seen it the way that I want to help people with what I used to struggle with. And then CBD doesn't bring much profit, but it brings enough. So I, my wife, my children, my mom, my brother, my sister-in-law, they can have it. So I can afford to gift it to them, and I can afford to take it myself and improve the quality of life with this Mother Nature supplement. All right. So don't know if you want to talk about it. If you want to surprise someone with Christmas present, or if you want to carry on, I'm always willing to talk about CBD a lot. I could talk every day. Feel free to go to the website, check the blogs, check the prices, check subscriptions. We are really, it's just a part of my service, so my prices for the value are low, and you can get them even lower by subscribing to the email list. You get 30% on first purchase, and also if you subscribe for 4 6, I don't remember now what we did. It's either 4 or 6 weeks subscription, so every 4 or 6 weeks you have a supply of new product. The price going even lower, and it's cheaper than Holland & Barrett, but it's 3 times stronger, and the quality is just it's just much better. But again, it's up to you. Do your research, read, any questions, ask. Remember what I told about my experience last 2 weeks experience, as well as the post sepsis. So this is more physical experience. The sepsis was more head. And I just can't imagine living without CBD. I'm sorry, but I can't. Just give it a go, man. Alright, thanks for listening. Have a good day. Alright, take care.